Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I wanted to do another Q&A video, and this one is going to be focused on episode 23, as well as episode 22. So before we go any further, obviously, please be aware that this video will contain spoilers for episode 22. Yeah, I see a lot of questions here, mostly focused on episode 23, and also some stuff regarding the spinoffs and whatnot. But yeah, so make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. And also definitely go follow me on the Discord if you do want to take part in these Q&As. I do them every single Wednesday. Sometimes I get postponed to like Friday or Saturday, but for the most part, it is every single Wednesday. Episode 23 is going to be out in 4 days. I'm very, very hyped for this episode. I think this one here is going to do quite a bit of stuff in terms of how it sets up, I guess, the ending for all of our characters. I think there's a good chance that there's going to be quite a bit of deaths and maybe some scenes where some characters aren't seen again. Like, you never know. We only got one more episode after this, right? And the finale is going to be supersized, right? It's going to be 90 minutes. So that's going to be a really emotional episode, especially because we're all watching it at the exact same time, right? So it's going to be a pretty crazy night. But first question here, now that Herschel and Annie seem fine, what do you think the reason will be for Maggie and Negan to go to New York? This was always talked about basically since Annie's introduction, was that the reason that they go there likely has to do with them being taken by the Civic Republic or something like that, right? And now that we've sort of had all the scenes play out, it doesn't really seem like it's possible at this point, right? Now, you never know. Something could still happen here where they're taken away. Like they could still technically do that. It's just, they just kind of did that storyline though, so I don't know if they would do it again. And so, I think my prediction now, based off of where I think they will go, is I feel like it's going to be they just survive and then Maggie and Negan go out because of something related to Rick. Like, there's no reason for them to go to New York now. There's absolutely no reason to go to New York. Could Annie die here? Yeah, totally. But that's still no reason for Negan to go over there, especially for Maggie to go over there, unless Herschel dies, but Herschel's not going to die. So I don't really get the reason. I don't understand the reason. It seems like it is going to be more Civic Republic related, though, in terms of trying to find Rick. Like, I think as of now, the way we have to sort of approach some of the Civic Republic stuff here in the last episodes is I don't think the helicopter is going to show up. I don't think there's going to be anything like that. I think if anything, it's going to be more, our characters find out Rick's alive, most likely from Judith, which is a little frustrating because, like, why couldn't she have said something already, right? Of course, they're going to save it for the finale. So that part's frustrating and annoying, and sort of underwhelming in terms of how they find out. But we'll see how the scene plays out. You never know. It could be good. But as of now, just picturing how it could play out or whatever, it's a little underwhelming because I kind of wanted something a little bit more here. And then in terms of the Civic Republic or CRM, I think that could probably just come out based off of, records that Pamela Milton has and stuff like that. So I think it's probably just going to be that, right? And I think if they know that Rick's in this area, if they know Michonne is in this area, it makes sense because we know that Michonne went to New Jersey, right? That was one of the first locations that she went to. And where's the first episode set in? At least where they're filming and stuff anyways. It's in New Jersey, right? So I believe they are going to see if they could find Michonne, right? Maggie and Negan. They're going to go and see if they can find Michonne, but then I think they're going to get caught up in something else, basically. And I think that's likely what's going to happen. Who do you think will die to the variant Walker, if anyone? Well, I feel like as of now, I would have to go with the obvious, and I'm going to go with Rosita. I don't know if anyone else could die, but yeah, I'm going to go with Rosita. Q&A, if Rosita dies next episodes, do you think it will be a worthy death? I think so, because I think they'll make it epic. At least I'm hoping so. Like, there's a lot of stuff with the story right now that I think is being very rushed because of the Reaper arc. Like, it's really annoying, but that is what it's going to be at the end of the day. I don't think there's a way that they can make it feel like it's not rushed because it feels so rushed as it is. Like, with where we're at right now, this kind of feels like we should be at like episode 17 or 18, right? And then there's a lot more episodes building up sort of more of this battle and just more things going on, but it's being rushed so fast. Like, I don't have a lot of faith in terms of that, in terms of the pacing anyways, that's not going to be able to be done right. I think the story could end in a very satisfying way. I think it could end in a way that makes everyone happy. Everyone, if they do die, like if Rosita does die, it'll be a worthy death. It'll be epic. I just think that it feels, it already feels rushed. It feels like we just kind of came to this point out of nowhere. Like, it's pretty crazy, but within a couple of episodes, we're already done that whole prison camp storyline, right? Like, that happened out of nowhere, and now we're already done it. So that's what I mean. There's a lot of things that are being rushed here. But in terms of the deaths and whatnot of certain characters, like if Rosita does die, I hope that it's not rushed. I hope that it's worthy. I do think overall that it's likely to be the case. I think that they will be fine, but it's obviously it's kind of hard to say until we actually watch it. Q&A, do you think we will get a fight scene between Rick and Major General Beale? Well, probably. I'm assuming so. I don't know where that's going to take place though, because like in order to build up a fight like that, you sort of have to build up a story between those two characters and stuff, build up that hate, right? And I don't know if they're going to be able to do it in 6 episodes. So if there's a season 2 or season 3, it'll definitely happen somewhere around there. But in terms of this first season though, it's going to focus mostly on reuniting Rick and Michonne while handling some Civic Republic stuff, right? And then sort of introducing the threat. And then I could totally see in the finale, we actually get our first reveal of Major General Beale. But yeah, in terms of a fight scene, I could see it happening eventually. I don't know about that first season. And in terms of the first season, like it's a limited series, but they could easily do a season 2, right? Or a season 3 or 4. It just depends on ratings and it depends on interest and whatnot. I do think we'll get a season 2 for sure. But yeah, again, we'll have to take it from there. So in terms of a fight, I think we will get that. I just don't think they're going to want to do that in the first season here because you're sort of laying out all your cards too fast, right? So I think Gimple's going to want to hold on to that. I mean, like we literally know that with Gimple, right? He likes to save those bigger moments, those like exciting fight scenes and stuff like that for way later. So Q&A, how many characters do you think will die in episode 23? Let's just go with like 3 characters. I feel like maybe they'll kill off 3 characters. Q&A, do you think we'll hear Rick's voice at the ending of episode 23 before the season 11 finale, like on a radio or walkie-talkie? No, I don't think we're going to hear that at all. I don't think Rick's going to be in the finale at all besides the post-credit scene. So Q&A, do you think when the warden was on the ground and Rosita was saying, "Where is Coco?" and he said, "You will lose everything," moments before his death, do you think he foreshadowed Rosita's death or said that because he's with the Civic Republic or CRM? I actually thought more of the CRM, but I mean, foreshadowing Rosita's death, I could totally see that. That's very, very cryptic. I can actually see that being the case. But in terms of the Civic Republic and stuff, yeah, like that was the first thing I thought of because that's sort of a general idea that's sort of believed, right? Is that the Civic Republic, if you fight back, like you're done. Like they'll wipe out everyone. And he was so confident in it too when he died. He was like, you will lose everything. And he just died. So yeah, I can totally see that being CRM related for sure. Q&A, what do you think about the walker that picked up Lydia's knife towards the end of episode 22? I thought it was a really cool moment. I think that's going to play a role in 23. That walker could use that knife on literally on Rosita or anyone else. So yeah, really scary moment. Obviously, that confirms that the variant walkers are still around. And if you remember, I mentioned that after episode 19, I said that I wanted to see a lot more from them. I didn't want it to be just like one episode and that was it. We're actually getting them again. They're still around. I love this. I absolutely love this. This really ups the threat. And this just makes everything way more exciting. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. Q&A, do you think anyone from the main group could end up in the CRM, maybe a cell next to Rick or close to him? Probably not. Like maybe eventually, but no, I don't even think so then. Because, in terms of the Rick and Michonne story, I'm trying to think of where they're eventually going to go. I think that first season, they're going to be separated for quite a bit. But at some point, they have to end up in a safe place, right? Where they can actually just be together, with other people as well, because I'm sure they're going to have a group. They're going to meet a bunch of other people that want to escape as well. There's going to be this whole different group or this new Walking Dead family sort of forming there. I actually think that in some way, they're probably going to get to the woods. Like, I think that's probably going to happen where Rick and Michonne are able to escape and then they can get to the woods or something like that. Because they're going to use some of that, right? Like Rick's going to be out there again. And then at that point, he could just go back to Alexandria. But I think the thing is that he's not going to be able to yet because of a threat of something really crazy happening, right? So yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see where the story eventually goes by the finale there of season 1. I think as of now, I'm just assuming it's going to really focus on Rick and Michonne and reuniting them by that finale. Q&A, if the people who took Morgan and Madison are going to take them to Padre with the boat that we saw at the end of season 7, how long will it take, and also how will they manage to go around the entire peninsula of Florida if Padre is settled in Savannah, Georgia? Well, I don't know the exact geography of that location down there, but what I would say is I think that they'll probably skip through a lot of that. I think that the season 8 premiere will probably just focus on them, just already on that boat or whatever, or that ship, I guess. I will say, when it comes to Fear the Walking Dead season 8, I actually am excited for this story. Season 7 was just sort of, it was kind of almost garbage from the beginning because we got a lot of that trailer footage and it just, as much as some of it looked cool, I was wondering where the story was even going to go, because it just kind of felt like everything was kind of random. And I think in season 8, you know, having Morgan and Madison together, I think it's just perfect just to have those two characters together. And then for Madison to reunite with everyone else as well, you know, it's going to be a pretty big reveal there, I'm sure, at some point in season 8. I'm predicting the season 8 mid-season finale, they'll probably all reunite. So I'm kind of excited for it. I think that this season will be better than season 7 for sure. It's definitely going to be better. It can't be worse. In terms of can it be as good as season 6, we'll have to wait and see. It's for sure going to be better than season 8, so that's why I'm looking forward to it. I want to see more stuff with Madison and Morgan, and just what exactly is happening with Padre and stuff like that. Q&A, do you think it's possible that our main cast will fight the Commonwealth using the walkers with some variants, with Lydia leading them, especially seeing when the walker grabbed the knife that fell, and Mercer with loyal soldiers to help with the numbers against them? I think it'll be cool for that to happen with the main show ending using its title, like The Walking Dead or whatever. I think that the final episode is going to have a lot of dead in it. I think there's going to be a lot of walkers everywhere. I think it's going to be really crazy, and I think it could be really epic. I think it is smart, honestly. I like just looking at how they could end it all. I think having a massive horde of walkers going through the Commonwealth, destroying everything, and having our group basically trying to fight to survive and taking down Pamela Milton at the same time. I think it's the perfect way to end all of this. I think there's you know, in the end, there's going to be a lot of debates here, and I can already predict it. Like, if that is the case and it sort of plays out like that, I feel like we're going to say, yeah, that was a really cool moment. It ended perfectly, but the build up to this moment, I think, was handled kind of poorly. But again, we'll have to see. Like, we got to watch episode 23, then we can really judge, right? After 23, we'll be able to say, all right, so are we satisfied with where we're at right now? Because there's only one more episode left, and after this, that's it, right? So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.